Okay, guys, now we're on 10F. This is the Science Center 10F. Recognize how species adapt and evolve over time by the process of natural selection. I'm sure that sounds familiar. I remember learning about natural selection in school as well. So we need to kind of familiarize ourselves with these aspects and these parts of the standard. Your concepts are cause and effect, change, organisms, systems, structure, and function. You need to know how the species adapted and changed over time. You need to know what natural selection is and what causes it to change, things to change through natural selection. You need to know the process of natural selection. You need to know how the species were before to help you know how they changed. And you need to know what the species did to adapt and evolve and why they made those changes. Okay, so what did they do after this natural selection to survive? The key skills are to recognize the changes of the species. Your targeted cognitive process is to recognize. Your core task. This is the steps you need to take to be successful with 10F. Research how the species were and how they changed. You need to research what happened to make this change. You need to research about the process of natural selection. You need to research what natural selection is. And then let's look at this stuff. Let's look at two of our resources here. This one tells you about natural selection. So here's the definition of natural selection. Okay. Differential survival and reproduction of organisms as a consequence of the characteristics of the environment. So it's something that's happening in the environment. The environment is changing that makes the other parts change. Let's see. Oh. Okay. This is the second resource we're looking at. So here we talk about Darwin's theory of evolution. That's part of it. And here's natural selection. Darwin's theory was based on the mechanisms of natural selection, which explains how populations can evolve in such a way that they become better suited into their environment over time. This is how you change to be better suited for the environment around you. It's how organisms change, people change. And it shows you about the mice, how they change to survive. Individuals have variations within their heritable traits. You adapt over generations and evolve. And then it just talks about a couple other things. So you need to look through all that. And natural selection acts on existing heritable variation. Natural selection depends on the environment. So you need to look through all these resources and kind of refamiliarize yourself with the process of natural selection. Okay. To be successful with this standard.